welcome to His Will for Your Life. I'm your host, Sherry Levon Harris, and we are discussing Christian dating today in our podcast. In this episode, we'll be discussing the ins and outs of dating as a Christian and how to navigate the unique challenges and opportunities that come with this approach to relationships. As Christians, dating can be both exciting and daunting. On one hand, you have a shared set of values and beliefs with potential partners, which can make for a strong foundation for a relationship. On the other hand, there can be pressure to find someone who shares your faith and to navigate the expectations and boundaries that come with that. Throughout this podcast, we'll be exploring some of the key topics and questions surrounding Christian dating, including how to approach dating with a Christian mindset, how to find potential partners who share your faith, and how to navigate the physical and emotional aspects of a relationship in the way that honors both yourself and Yahweh. Whether you're new to Christian dating or have been navigating it for a while, we hope that this podcast will provide you with some helpful insights and guidance. So sit back, relax, and dive in, and we'll be right back.
His Will for Your Life with Cherie Harris. This is your weekly Wednesday 7 p.m. podcast. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Informative, hot topics, testimonies, interviews, along with your weekly guests and more. And now here's your host, Cherie Harris.
Welcome back to His Will for Your Life. I'm your host, Sherry Levon Harris, and here are our standard fill-ins. No, sir, I'm just kidding. Here's our panel, and I love it when we're together, and so we're going to have a great discussion, and we hope that you enjoy yourself. And so I'm going to start with Lanisha because she's on my right, so you can introduce yourself and tell our audience who you are.
Hello, my name is Lanisha Bosby. I just am a person who loves Jesus, and I'm excited about this topic.
Great. Omar.
Hi, my name is Omar Harris. I'm here out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I am looking forward to discussing this topic as well, and just glad to be here.
Awesome. Ray.
Hello, one and all. I'm Ray. I'm one of the standard fill-ins, as she said. So here I am, back again. Glad to be back, and looking forward to the discussion of this topic here.
Great, Daryl.
I'm Daryl. I got to be honest. I was just about to say, how in the world did I end up in the middle like a bullseye? Because you already told me that it's gonna have some problems on my hand this week. But y'all know me. I'm Jesus' favorite, but Mr. Undateable. I'm here to have fun and have a great discussion today. That's it.
Great. We just lost Nancy. I think she froze, but we're going to let her introduce herself when she comes back. We're talking about, are you dateable? And so this should be an interesting topic of discussion tonight. Are you dateable? And of course, it's coming from believers. So we are believers, and this is how we date. This is how we led to date, and we don't know how to date outside of that. At least I don't. So while she's working on that, we're going to just start off with our questions.
You forgot Thomas's introduction.
Pastor Thomas doesn't get an introduction.
Pastor
Yeah.
Thomas, I'm so sorry, Pastor
We know he was late, but the people want to know who he is.
Pastor Thomas, I'm so sorry.
I guess that's the penalty for being a fill-in.
Yeah.
But,
You guys know you're our standard panel.
but you disclose the disclaimer for Daryl yet? You make the disclaimer. I think you should make the disclaimer before I go.
Nah, I had
But
your back today, man.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to have her back too, though. I'm Thomas Simpson from the big state of New Jersey. Lakewood, New Jersey, big state. And I'm ready for this topic tonight.
This topic is heavy. This is a heavy topic.
It ain't that heavy.
I thought
People just don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah, it is true. So we hope that they're ready to hear what we have to say. So we're just going to start off with, what does dateable mean to you? That's what we're going to start off with. Daryl.
Oh, God.
What does dateable mean to you?
What dateable means to me is someone who is single legally, who is available legally, who is available spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, a lot of these things, who are available in these areas, who are willing and able and ready to engage in relational activities, i.e., going on dates, things like that, with another person whom they feel like fits them in their life.
Okay, can you explain dateable activities?
I mean, you may want to go bowling. You may want to go, some people go to church. Some people go to the gun range. Some people go to baseball games, football games, different events. Brunch. I know that a lot of women love brunch. And I'm sure a lot of babies have come from a brunch date or a brunch meetup. So yeah, things like that.
Exactly. You have your mouth wide open right now.
Only Daryl.
I tell the truth.
That's true.
So Nancy, before we go in with the others to answering our first question, we're just going to give you an opportunity to tell our lovely audience who you are.
I'm just Nancy Denise, and I love God. I love people. I love everything beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful things, beautiful places. I am, my whole life has changed. I'm a full-time caregiver for my dad since we've been together all before. Life is totally different for me.
God
And
bless you.
so, yes, it's quite the change. I solicit all of your prayers, but it hasn't changed who I am. I'm still the person you knew before. I'm just pressing my way through this new normal.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
And we appreciate you. Nancy is our standard panel panelist. She's one of our standard panelists. But like you said, she's a caregiver, so anything can happen. So even tonight. So we're going to be mindful of that so that you can feel at ease, okay? You're welcome. All right, so we're talking about, what does dateable mean to you? And so Daryl was talking about having babies at the beach.
I said brunch. What?
Brunch? Oh, okay. That's brunch. We didn't even pray. That's what the problem was. Oh my!
Oh my goodness!
I was waiting for my cue, but you're the host, so I'll just let you.
We're talking down to the seconds. Are you finished, Daryl?
Yeah, I got my dateable relationship, whatever it is, out.
Okay, Omar, what does being dateable mean to you?
Being dateable, for me, I think being dateable really it has to do with being, to me, have a person with a emotionally stable, emotionally mature,
Yeah.
respectful, um someone who's agreeable,
Mm,
because the conflict stuff is it's not dateable. Turmoil is not dateable, and respectful, that's a big one. You know what I mean? So I think that's the basics, and I think that if I think they should have the same belief system.
mm-hmm.
I think that's important because that can lead into conflict as well. So that's just the basics from what I think.
Okay. Venetia?
Yeah, this is a question that I had to process a lot. I just think that faith is important. I think someone who's emotionally available, I believe that someone who's willing to have fun. And when I say fun, doing like different types of activities, like I think that is exciting. Just like making memories, emotionally available,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like you're not tied up with no one else or anything like that. Just being able to be open and like being able to, um, I want to say, just a little bit allow your guard down so that the person can actually get to know you.
Absolutely. And we're going to go to Thomas since he's having a party in the background. Thomas.
Do I need to
Yeah.
go some? Do I need to change? I
No,
can go somewhere else a little bit more
no,
quiet.
we're live. Anything's going to happen, so don't worry about it. What does being dateable mean to you?
I think the others have hit it exactly. It means being open, being available, being healthy as an individual in a lot of aspects uh, in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that you are healthy. And I think it comes down to uh, would you date yourself in the opposite sex?
Mm,
Uh, as the opposite sex, would you date yourself? Um, and to me, that's one of the a key indicator of, are you dateable? Would you date yourself the way you are? Would you date yourself?
that could have been the topic. Would you date you?
Mhm.
Nancy?
Pretty much all of it has been said, but I say that being dateable is being ready, being mature,
Mm,
dating with a purpose. That's individual. That's, for me to date with a purpose. I have a brother that says, you're too good of a woman to sit at home every weekend. Why are you not dating? You don't have to date just one person. Date a lot of people. That's never been my thing. Being open to getting to really know somebody. I find that, a lot of men that I've contemplated dating
mm-hmm,
don't really hear.
mm,
They talk to hear themselves, or they're not really interested. I'm a poet, and I wrote a poem one time called "He's Interested in Me."
mm,
And being interested is more than what I look like on the outside, but really wanting to know who I am on the inside. And I just kind of feel like if you're not ready to really get to know a person, and it's a bunch of superficial talk and, surface things. I mean, not like right away getting deep into something, but just being emotionally ready, just wanting to really get to know a person. So, there are no surprises later, just ready, available,
absolutely.
serious.
Right, right, right.
Yes. And I would date myself, darn it. I would.
Absolutely.
No, I agree that, everything about being dateable, what dateable means to me has been said. You have to be emotionally ready. You have to be, have to be emotionally present. You have to have my same belief system that I believe in, and because otherwise that can just bring too many problems when you're clashing about how you should worship, when you should worship, and the different things in the faith. Because you can't believe one, we can't still believe the same thing, and I want to walk one way, and you decide, the other person decide they want to go another way.
Mm-hmm,
So. Um, oneness, someone who's ready for true oneness, for true unity, and progressing along to the next levels. Someone who gets also I'm going to repeat this one: emotionally stable, because we have a lot of emotionally unstable people around, and so we that person has to be that way for me.
Great, great. So this, any of you can answer it. And the part two of the question is, are you dateable?
Wait a minute, ma'am, you didn't answer the question.
Because I am the host and I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The host can't just be out here. The host participates as well. We need no moderators. We got. So what does that mean?
It's all of the above of what you said. Being mentally prepared, being available emotionally, financially, understanding your faith, your walk. Those things are important to me, and I look for that. And if those qualities aren't there, then I consider you not dateable.
And would you date yourself? That you said it was part two.
I absolutely would. I would date myself.
I think everybody gonna say yeah, but me. I don't know if I
I
would date
wouldn't
myself.
have dated myself maybe 2 years ago.
Okay, that's honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would date myself. Yes, I would. I'm lying. I'm great. I would definitely date myself. I'm a riot. Somebody told me the other day I think I'm perfect, but I really don't. I really don't. I just see things from different, and I'm like from a different perspective, and that's it. I don't think I'm perfect at all. Matter of fact, I'm being perfected because that's what the Bible tells me. But I don't think I'm perfect at all. I know my flaws. Trust me. I know my flaws well. If I don't know anything else, it's two things people know on this earth. They know when they smell bad and they know their flaws.
Hmm.
So it is what it is.
I like what Nancy, she mentioned purpose. And that's why I said if 2 years ago, I wasn't sure, I was sure what my purpose was. I didn't know how to mix it and how to present my purpose
Right.
to the world, if you will. Um, and so now that I know my purpose, I'm dateable.
Well, I answered. So who's next?
Mhm.
I think I already answered that question. Yes, I would date myself. So yes, I'm dateable.
Thomas?
I definitely would date myself. So I believe I am uh, dateable. Um, yeah, yeah, I would. I enjoy life. I enjoy myself. So yes.
And you know what, too, I'm going to add since y'all putting me in. And too, I had to learn to enjoy my own company, but that came over
Yes.
some years.
That
Oh,
would
yeah.
take. Go ahead. We're gonna get on that in a little while because
I had
Yeah.
to realize that I didn't have to be around people to be happy. And that's probably why I like being alone so much because I enjoy my company.
it's a
And
catch
That's how you
twenty
know
two
you're
though.
dateable.
years ago, and that's probably why I'm called antisocial all the time, but I enjoy me. I enjoy my own company.
Yeah.
It's a catch 22 though.
It is.
You got to be careful because I remember when I got divorced in 2011, and one of the women at my church, she was like, she had been divorced since the 90s. She had been by herself since the 90s. And she said straight up, she was like, she said, try not to stay single too long. She said, because women turn into cougars, you're going to turn into a panther. But she
What?
was right, though. I mean,
What?
It's too early.
It is.
It's not even 6:30 yet.
I'm just saying, I was like, dang, she was right.
It's
Oh,
not right. It's not even 6:30 yet.
I told my cousin, I was like, "Hey, if you can last no more than 5 years, you should be all right." But being
Oh my
single for a
goodness.
long time, boy, and you get used to your own company, you don't like nobody after a while. And then when you do let people in, you'll find the smallest little thing to get them out because you're just not really ready to relinquish that space yet. So
That's not where I am though. I enjoy company. I enjoy being out. I enjoy have fun, but I also enjoy going home.
me too, but
Yeah.
um I don't know if I want somebody to like to get in my personal space
I think
for far too long. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead, Tommy.
he frozen.
Oh,
I think sometimes we say that we are dateable, but in fact we're not. Because as Daryl was saying, we're not willing to open up that space.
mm-mm.
So we might be a good match for a person, like on paper. We might be a good match. But when it comes to really opening up and allowing somebody to come in, sometimes we're not. Like sometimes when I'm counseling uh, people, especially single women that have been on their own, and they're used to doing everything for themselves, I'm like, are you really willing to allow a man to come in? And even if you don't want him to lead you, to be equal, are you still going to be trying to take out the garbage? Are you going to allow him to open the door? This is old school. Are you going to allow him to open up the door for you, make sure you're safe? Or are you, no, I got it, I got it, I got it. You're not dateable.
I have to beg
Yeah,
to
but
differ
You're
because I am
available, but
dateable.
you're not
But
dateable.
so,
I am dateable. When a man is present, I know how to allow him to be the man. If he's not,
Right.
I got to take out the garbage. I have to put
Got
air
it.
in my tire.
Got it.
I have to check my oil. But if he's
Got it.
present, he needs to know how to do those things.
Right. When he's
Look at this.
present,
If
that's
he
that.
doesn't, then he's not dateable.
Look
Yeah,
at this.
he's not dateable.
Uh-oh.
Correct.
Look
I'm
at this.
losing it. I'm losing it over here.
Good, Nancy, jump in.
I'm losing it. Well, I did this talk and I'm going to drop it in our box after this is over about this very thing.
Okay.
Because a lot of men has says, well, you look like you don't need anything. You
Mm,
look like you got it all together. I'm afraid to approach you because you look like you don't, because I know that a lot of men, want to feel needed and they should. But a lot of single women, I was a single mom, weren't a single mom because that's what we aspire to do. That's
Right.
all my life. This is what I wanted to do. A lot of situations are situational. I was
mm,
left in this to do this. I,
Mhm.
and it was like not like a negative. I had no choice, but I'm the one that stayed. I'm the one that took the responsibility.
Mhm.
So that responsibility made me it made me a certain kind of woman. So I'm
Right.
assertive. I'm confident, but that doesn't mean I don't need you because there's nothing masculine about me. I need you. I need what
come
you
on
have
here.
for me. And the fact
Right.
that I've had to take out my own garbage and, pay all the bills myself and walk with my head up when really in here, I kind of, it's because I had to do what I had to do, but I don't want to be judged based on what I had no
Right.
choice but to do. That made me the way that I am. There's nothing hard about me. I'm still feminine. I
Come.
still want my door open. I still want to be whatever it is, that thing that you need me to be within reason.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this myth that single women and women that have had to do it all don't know how to let a man in. I absolutely know how to let you in, but when you
Come
come
on
in,
here.
I need you to come in and not criticize the way that I've had to do what I've had to
Be ready.
do because I had to do it.
Come
Don't be
on.
shucking
Just
and
plain,
jiving. Don't be
yeah,
shucking
just
and
just
jiving.
just come on in because I'm just serious. I got this thing down to a science. I got
Right.
it down packed, but I'm open to you being the head. I want you to be.
Oh, yes.
mhm.
I'm open.
Come on.
I had to get that out. I felt something burning on the inside of me. I'm done.
Come on here. Come
All
on.
right, that's right
All
now.
right. So
Like
everybody,
I'm gonna jump in and say this because some of the times when you see people,
That
because even
goes,
myself,
I
I've
think some men,
Ray was talking. You must have been paused.
Yeah, he been paused.
all right. I think myself who have been single for 5 years, right? And I got back into a routine of me doing things for myself, whatever it is,
Right.
cleaning, cooking, doing everything for myself, going to grocery shopping. All right. For someone to come up in my space, it's going to take me a little while to get used to that. So and going back to kind of what Pastor says, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to just drop all of that, just what I'm used to doing, just say, okay, now woman is here, she should do that and do this, because I'm going to take time, because I'm used to a certain way. I'm used to a certain thing. I'm getting used to you coming into my space, coming into my life. So that is a getting used to it. And sometimes we have to allow that adjustment period to happen, to
Absolutely.
happen in your life. When especially when you've been single for a long time, you're getting with someone, you're not used to someone doing the same things that you always been doing. And yes, it would be nice. And sometimes you just like, oh yeah, that's what it feels like. Oh, I don't have to wash, from a man perspective. Well, I don't have to wash the dishes tonight because the lady's gonna wash. Oh, that feels good, you know. But at the same time, I'm wired so in such a way that I'm gonna wash my own dishes, right? And I'm gonna clean up my own kitchen. I'm gonna clean up my own home. I'm gonna do the things that I normally do. And I speak to my sister here, when men see that, I think that that's a man in Nancy's situation. That's just someone who's intimidated by who you are, by where you see it, and not necessarily looking to come and join alongside you or want to take over. But and so when somebody see that, it irks me when somebody see a good woman and say, well, she is too independent. Now some women are too independent for my use. But but when you look at a woman who has been there, who have gone through life, yes, in her space too, she needs to get used to somebody coming in there and being present, doing things for her, with her, whether talk about opening the door, taking out the garbage, or all those little things that was whatever they are. All I'm saying is just that there is some getting used to time, especially when you've been not with someone for a long period of time. You got to get used to you changing your ways, how you look at things, how you operate on a day-to-day basis.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Lanisha?
Yeah, I just think like just being an independent woman, like, is not something that you just be like, yeah, I'm gonna raise my hand, I want to do this. You don't have a choice. Like, this is what I have to do in order to survive, in order to care for myself, in order to make sure things get taken care of. But I look forward to that time where I could have somebody that it can be a way where we can mesh our lives, where it's like, okay, this day I can't get the meal, but you got it. All right, cool. But I'll get those
Ooh,
dishes. Like, so that it can be something I'm looking forward to, being able to have that with somebody. And the interesting thing is, always the question of like, oh, you want to build with somebody. And I thought about that, like, okay, somebody's like, well, why would you say you want to build with somebody? But at my age, I should have already built some things. But I would love to come together and like what we build together can be a part together. I just want somebody that I can be able to share my life with. I want somebody that I can share what's going on in my life. Somebody I can't come home to. And I don't care what did happen. You could get on my nerves or whatever, but just being able to enjoy your company and be able to spend time with you and being able to just mesh our lives and see what that's like. So for me, as a single woman with no children, yeah, I work a lot. I seem like I'm very busy, but also it's kind of boring just to come home. Like, you literally work 9 to 5, you come home and you just sit. So I like to be serving. I like to be doing things. So I like to be able to be out and about and stuff like that and enjoy life. And I think also for me, like close to about to be 40, like looking at the fact that I've gotten to do a lot of things and enjoy life and experience things that I probably would not have been able to have as I dreamed of being married at 25, that I may not have been able to do at the age of 25, like with my career and stuff like that. And so I think like just wanting to have that desire of being able to know what that looks like, because as an adult for myself, I don't know what it's like to date as an adult. I could tell you about college, I could tell you about that, but as an adult, I don't know what that experience is like. But I would like to be in a relationship, so I would love to like experience that. And for me, it would be a learning, it would be a journey because it would be something new for me. So I can't say that. So yeah, so I'll just say that.
I
Awesome.
like that.
Hold on. What you mean when you say you don't know what it's like to date as an adult? I'm confused. Like, is your
Well,
adult you've never went on a date?
a relationship. So I've never gotten to a place where I like it was like me being able to like build a life, like to start my life with somebody. I've never gotten to that place.
Oh,
So
you're
for
talking
me,
about like a long-term relationship.
yeah, I have moved out the friend zone. I've
Okay.
always been the friend. So I haven't gotten to being in a relationship where I am this person's woman. We are exclusively dating, and this is our story.
And I think it makes it challenging too, because if you became a believer as an adult as well, or before you became an adult, you may not have dated. So I'll save that for a behind the scenes conversation. But I always thought that I would be married with children at the age of 25 as well. And so when that didn't happen, and then reaching 40, realized I'm not having any children at that age, and especially out of wedlock, I chose to adopt. So, yeah. All right. Everyone answered that question?
Can I just interject? I wanted to say something about what you said about enjoying being alone, doing things alone.
Mhm.
Um, I do too. I there was a time, probably maybe 7 years ago, you would never catch me out eating alone. I love to go to dinner alone. But I don't love it to the degree that I don't wish sometimes I had somebody with me more often now um, than before. But I kind of feel like that's a good thing because if I can be whole by myself, if I can enjoy
Mhm.
doing those things by myself, because I feel like when you need somebody for everything, then you're not ready to be in any kind of relationship. You got to be able to be whole and be good with you and enjoy you and get to know you. And there's some things about you that need fixing, way before you even try to be in a relationship, which is important, instead of trying to, put that off on somebody that you're dating for and as a potential mate, with
Absolutely.
her. Mhm.
Absolutely. Did everyone answer that question? Are you dateable? Omar, did you go?
Nope, I didn't go. Um, yeah.
Mm,
I would say I am, but we all say we are. But I think it's subjective because
mhm.
you can I can say I'm dateable. We all can say we're dateable, but I always ask the question, but to who, right?
Mhm.
Because somebody might say you're not dateable because of whatever their reasons are or whatever their preferences are. You see what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So that's why I say it's subjective. Of course, I'm gonna say I'm dateable, but then the question is to who? Because you might be dateable to some people, and then others may not feel that you're dateable. So yes, I think I'm dateable, but I think it's like subjective because
Yeah.
to who?
To who?
Yeah, and that's a whole nother conversation
Mhm.
with that, because I can see that discussion going a lot of ways
Right.
by what you said, because again it goes back to what Nancy said, being whole in yourself and knowing who you are. And just
Hmm.
because you're not dateable to someone else doesn't mean that you yourself isn't dateable,
Right.
or not dateable. And so, sometimes we feel a way because no one else is interested. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
that's another conversation. So
Oh,
let me talk to you. What are some qualities that make someone more or less dateable?
Oh, I'm gonna go last on that one.
you gotta go there.
I,
Wait a minute, I gotta pull up your post because that strike the conversation. Yeah,
What you mean? Which one?
I know you do so many. The one where I said, "Oh, we got to discuss that on Sunday." One
Oh
with the
no.
8 kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna go last on that one. It was true though. I didn't lie about it. It was true.
What are some qualities that make someone more or less dateable?
Um, okay.
Go ahead.
So I that was a question that I kind of thought about, like with this topic. That's why I was like, I didn't have an answer, but like to think like, are you dateable? But what does it mean to be dateable? Like, what is that thing? And so I was like pondering through that to say, like, if I was presenting myself, what would these things be that I would say? So, like, of course, having this relationship with Jesus, I thought about honesty, empathy, like acceptance, being trustworthy, being goal driven. I am an achiever. So I always got some goals I'm trying to reach. Just being able to have the ability to be a homemaker. down to earth, having a firm foundation, being authentic, and also just having drive.
I want to jump in. I'm just gonna throw this out there because this is a pet peeve of mine. So you all know I love to cook, right? That
Mhm.
is therapy for me, and I love to cook because I can cook. I don't like a picky eater. Oh, that,
Oh, not good.
that bothers me. Okay, good. So, Daryl, you want to go last? Nancy, you're next.
He has to, of course, love God. I love men that love their mother, that
Mm,
have a good relationship with their mom. Because I kind of feel like if you love Jesus, you're certainly going to know how to love me. If you know him, got a relationship, you're going to know how to love me. And then if you love your mother, there's a certain kind of respect. I was with my children's father. He claimed to love his mom. I'm not saying that he didn't, but he was extremely disrespectful to his mother.
mm,
And that was a red flag for me to see him curse his mother and
mm,
to scream at her at a certain, this was many, 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 many years ago. I was very young and dumb, but I was smart enough to know that this is not the one. And he was a preacher on
mm,
top of all of that.
mm,
No respect for his mother. You got to laugh. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. I can't do stiff. I love to have fun. I love to travel. Um, I like to have conversation and not just listen to you talk. I want you to remember what I say once we've had the conversation and not block out. I'm not good with just a guy with that's just the talker. I like to have decent back and forth conversations. Just the good stuff that hygiene and
mhm,
you know knowing how to treat a lady, because that's what I think about myself. Took me a long time to get there, and that's a whole nother reason. A lot of things were stripped from me, and there was a point in my life that I didn't think I was worthy of it because of how the abuse. But I'm not there anymore, so I want to be treated like a lady, and I'm going to reciprocate that. Reciprocity is big to me. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing I do for you or say to you, but something.
But the
Um,
energy level got to be the same, though, right?
it, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, I like to have fun. You ain't got to crack up at everything the way I do. I find humor in a lot.
I do.
That's just the that's just the way we were raised.
Mhm,
Music, love, and humor was how we survived.
mhm,
And so I look for those qualities in a guy too. And it wouldn't be bad if he knew how to cook. I'm a Southern chick, so I can cook really good. But I would like a dude that can cook for me sometimes.
mhm,
What if it's
Yeah.
noodles?
Well, cook me no meat.
If he know how, some people know how to hook noodles up now.
mhm.
Yeah, he went to prison. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think you wanted to go last.
I'm just,
Um,
I'm
Thomas,
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Thomas.
Don't come for me. I'm just kidding. God, no.
Um, you, it's their disposition, right?
Mm,
So I like to watch their interaction with people. So if they're negative, right,
mm,
that's an instant turn off. If
I like
they're
that.
disrespectful, uh,
Mhm.
that's an
Wow.
instant turn off. If they're
Mhm,
a know-it-all, that's
Ooh.
a instant turn off. If they're boss, uh,
Mm,
instant turn off. So, people were given the good side, so I figured, well, let me come in and say here are some of the things that are, that are turn offs. Um, and I think for most men, disrespect is high. It might be number one on the list.
mhm,
Men don't want to be uh, disrespected. It felt like they've been disrespected. Um, but on the good side, I love to laugh. Um, there is probably humor in everything. Um, may
it
not be
is
appropriate, but there is humor um,
everything.
in
Look at
everything.
Rainy. Look at
Uh,
Rainy.
so, um, humor, Just loving y'all, good common sense, you know,
Mhm.
just easy. Just like I'm 54, right? So I'm knocking on 60, right? It's a few years ahead of me.
Thomas
But
said my granddaddy in here.
right, so let's just be easy. You know what I mean? Like, why do we want to
Yeah.
fight over nothing? You know what I mean? Like, let's just be easy.
Oh, I like that. I
Uh-oh.
like that. Hmm.
Lanisha, your turn.
She went.
I
She
went.
already went.
Oh, you did. My bad. Ray, my bad. Go
Ready
ahead.
to go.
That's
Right.
why
Is he taking over as a host now?
I
Oh,
think
no,
so.
Who wears many
I,
hats?
I forgot. My bad. I was, yeah, go ahead. Y'all got it. Go
He's
ahead.
so used to co-hosting with me. I'm
Uh,
gonna let him slide. Go ahead, Omar. Or who was on?
Oh,
Who did you say, Ray?
no, let Omar go ahead.
Go ahead,
He
Omar.
said-
um, I agree with everything that Pastor Tommy said, but for me, I think to be dateable, um, I need to see the character that the Bible says the woman is supposed to have. The Bible says she should be humble, submissive, a woman of a quiet spirit. That may not about to argue with you all day, go back and forth. You want to be masculine, I can't. You're not dateable. I think that to me, I feel like she should be fit, friendly, and agreeable. Like everything to me leads back to respect, right? So, and I think they need to be whole on the front end. The thing is, it's about being dateable. Sometimes you really don't know until you already in it and get to uncover. Because sometimes you don't see after a few conversations. You have to be with the person for a while to see, and you'll find out if those things are whole and healed on the front end. A woman who I found out that a woman who her kids are her whole world, she's not dateable because I'm not going to compete with your kids for your attention. I'm not going to be number two. So that person wouldn't be dateable with me. They need to stay single. So those things like that, to me, that would make a person dateable or undateable because you have to be able to make a transition. If you've been with your kids all your life and it's just you and them, okay. But if you cannot make the transition and make space for a man be there, then that person needs to stay single because it's just going to be a disaster. Not unless the man is okay with being second, number two, and the yes man, if that's what it is. But that person would be dateable to me because I couldn't deal.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You need me to single you out so you can tell somebody this. All right. Ray, go ahead. Omar, eat it. What's going on, Omar?
Nothing. I just said.
Who's coming for Omar? Ray.
Nancy, what did you say? No, so I'm just messing with you because you say like to when somebody listens. So
Well,
that's
Right?
just just mess with you. Um,
Ooh.
no, so no, I agree with what our pastor said and what Omar said, but I always look at it and say, can I bring you home to my mama? All right,
Mm.
because I'm not gonna bring home a disrespectful, loud woman to go meet my mama. So at the end of the day, if I can't bring you home to mama, then that's like nope, gotta go, can't go. Right? We can't do that. Because everybody who knows me knows I love my mama and know that, I have utmost respect for her. So I'm not gonna bring that kind of drama around her. And besides that, for me, I hate drama. I can't do drama, right? I don't do that. You want to see me shut down? Bring some drama. I go whoop in a second because I can't do drama. So you got drama, yeah. You need to go see Daryl. No, just kidding.
You really
Um,
don't, you really don't want
uh,
to see me.
but no, that's just pretty much it for me. Yeah, you can't be lot. I'm thinking like Pastor, like somebody who smokes. No, no way, not gonna happen. Somebody who don't know how to carry and present themselves. I need you to learn how to put two sentences together, and make it work. So you have to come with something to the table for me to say dateable. I believe I bring these to the table, so you have to come matching that.
Daryl.
Okay. So this is my complete truth about this.
I'm about to single you out.
No, you ain't gotta do all that.
Yeah.
I don't really say what I'm looking for in somebody that I'm dating, because people usually try to tend to take that identity on, and then they can't hold on to it when the heat gets turned up. So I usually keep that to myself, and it actually turns me off if a woman asks me, "What are you looking for in a woman?" Like, it was you until you asked me that, because it's like, are you looking for a cheat sheet? I just want you to be you.
Yeah.
That's it.
We often
It was you
I'm
until you asked
serious.
me.
It was you until you asked me that. Y'all laugh, but I'm serious.
Yo.
If you ask me that, it turns me off. I'm so serious.
I'm still stuck on the cheat sheet.
Yeah, you want a cheat sheet so that because when it's time for your representative to go on vacation, now I
Right.
gotta deal with the real you. Just let me deal with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, I
it.
agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Until you asked me that, it was you. So I can't do it no more.
Wow.
Yes.
It's the truth though. If I'm, because I don't talk to women that I'm not attracted to. Number one. So, and then I don't talk to women that are not saved. Okay. So if that's the case, if you know you got those two right there down, just let everything else play out. That's all you need to worry about. Just let everything else play out. Until you ask me that, I don't. I don't have anything that. So yeah, that's me.
How do any of you approach dating with a believer's mindset?
Like everybody said, you got to line up with the word. Like, you got to have something that tells me, and I'll ask, "Are you saved?" Oh, I go to this such and such Baptist church. That's not what I asked you. I asked you straight up, "Are you saved?" And that lets me know from the rip who I'm really dealing with. Because a person who's saved, they gonna be proud to tell you, "Yes, I got saved August 24th, 1973," and they gonna tell you, and they gonna be bold about it.
I was
So
wearing a
Man.
three-piece suit. No,
exactly.
yeah.
I think save is important, but I don't think save qualify anybody to be a marriage or a husband or wife, whatever, because
You're right.
people are saved, but people don't like what I see, what I've seen. Some it seems like people don't like roles and they try to get out of the roles, but the Bible clearly has roles, right? And relationships are skill sets that are learned. So you can be in the church all day speaking in tongues full of the spirit and have zero relationship skills, right? Because I know in Titus it says the older women should teach the younger women how to be wives.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear somebody say, I'm a wife, I'm this, I'm that, I'm trying to figure out where you learned it from because I need to know. And then I need to see the characteristics because you got people in church, they all filled with the spirit, everything else. But if just because you saved was the measuring stick, then you'll be able to marry anybody that was saved and be compatible.
Right.
But everybody who's saved does not have relationship skills. Why they got the spirit and everything else. There's a whole section of the Bible that tells you the character, how you're supposed to operate, and all this stuff in each individual rule. And some people don't have that. And they saved, but they don't have that, so they aren't marriageable or dateable. Speaking
And
in tongues, well, all the Shama, Hallelujah, and all, they're not.
do I even like you? Let's deal with that.
Right,
That
right.
people don't want to talk about that part.
Right.
Do I like you? No, I don't. So let's go on about
Well,
our
like
business.
Everybody in church is not for you. So just
No.
because they go to church doesn't mean that that person is for you.
Right.
Y'all know it's
True.
3 women I don't date. Women in my neighborhood, women on my job, and women at my church. Y'all, I don't date them women.
Anybody else? Is it safe to say that we can agree with him, or do you have any other point of views from that question?
In the world? Where'd I go?
Hmm?
Huh? I'm looking for me.
You're right.
You're there.
We can see you.
I don't see me on my screen though. Go ahead, y'all. I'm listening. Go
I
ahead.
did that to somebody before because I always wanted to do it. So the lady was like, "May I help you?" I said, "You can see me."
Oh, there I go. All right, there I go. There I go. All right.
Um, this is a tough question. It really is, because each believer has a different mindset and they have different qualities because we're human. We're not going to always be in the spirit. I remember, Lord rest his soul, but this gentleman, Suda, was trying to talk to me, and he dressed nice, smelled good all the time, and I love that about him. But I wasn't attracted to him, and I was like, he gonna have to do everything in that suit. He gonna have to take a shower in that suit, have to sleep in the suit, but he just wasn't a fit for me. And he loved
No.
but
Everything.
it was not working. But he did
Oh.
meet somebody. He did get married, and she realized the same thing. He was looking for a wife.
He was what?
He was looking for a wife, someone to take care of him, because all
Okay.
he had was that suit.
Oh my goodness.
But
So
anyway,
all you had was that suit.
um, anyway, how do you approach dating with a believer's mindset, Lanisha?
Yeah. So I do I kind of immediately, I just kind of watch the person in regards to discussion and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
before I get into about ministry or about your relationship with God, because I want to see their character. I want to see how they are and see if they exude God, if I can to see the Holy Spirit working and stuff like that. And then when we get into the discussion, I pay attention to what they're saying. So for me, it's we're on totally two different pages. I'm like, this is just not this. I'm just wasting my time even having a conversation with you, because I realize that this is not going to go anywhere. This would be a waste of my time. And so knowing what my purpose is or where my goal and what I desire, it is no point of me continue to have conversation with you if you are choosing not to live a life that's pleasing to God. You're choosing not to. You don't have a relationship with God. You don't want to have a relationship with God. Not important to you, at all. And so I look at that and I just okay, this just not going to work. So I realized that for me, I just need to keep on pressing and just wait for that person that I do get to meet that has that. And what's interesting, it seems the guys that approach, I don't really get when it comes to ministry and church, being in church, which is, I want to say that I probably had experience where both were not right, whether the person was outside of church or the person was in church. And so you kind of had the same experience where it's you really you pretend well, but really the fruit is not there.
That's why you can't say nothing.
You'll know the difference too. But you know what's a turn on is a man that can pray.
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, woo.
You said this before about dude on TikTok or something like that, whatever it was.
Yeah, but there's a person I met in person too. But yeah, he was praying on Storm on that TikTok. All right. Okay. We have a lot of questions, guys, and it seemed like we haven't even touched them. We only on question 4, and I have some others. So we're going to try to go through these, and this one may be just a continuation of 4. How do you find potential partners who share your faith? who over there snoring?
Sound like a collective groaning right there. Um, I mean, really, I think it's just talking to the person about what you believe, how you believe, and how you live, what you believe about what Scripture says and how you live it out. That's just talking, right?
Right.
And the moment I start talking to you, I get to figure, all right, do you just say, we, I go to church, I go to so and so Baptist or social Pentecostal, or so and so is my deacon or something like that. If there's no meat behind talking about Scripture, so there, to me, there's not a way to know than kind of get in a conversation with them, because that will tell you what kind of meat there is and what kind of fruit have been developing and maturing in their lives.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else can answer. So we're not just asking each one of you so we can get through these questions. So if you want to answer, you can answer.
You
I
just got
think
to spend time with the person and watch. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You literally had to spend time with the person and watch, because as Lanisha said, the fruit gonna tell you everything. Like,
Absolutely.
it's you if you ain't got no discernment on
Well,
anything, definitely that spiritual fruit.
Mhm.
Yes, I am.
Mhm.
That's true.
if they can't dance, I can't date them.
If they can't what?
Dance.
Dance, dance.
Dance, dance in the spirit or dance period?
Dance in the spirit.
Dance in the spirit. Okay.
I'm joking,
I was
but
gonna say, I wanted to
I
dance in
think
underwear, but all
sometimes
right.
Because
people look for the spiritual side of a person, and they become attracted to that, and they don't look at the whole of a person. So, oh yeah, that person can dance, or they can pray, or they can sing, or whatever, and you become
You
attracted to
preach.
that. But
You
similar
Lord,
to what you said, the man with the suit. You know what I mean? Like, you attracted to the suit, so he's got to do everything in the suit. What people have to understand is, I'm not going to be dancing all the time, right?
right,
I'm not going to be singing all the time. I'm not going to
right,
be
Right.
prophesying all the time. So get
right.
to know all, all of me. So
That's our
I
second
think we.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Anybody else?
I just want to say, like, just which I already said as far as being observant, but I love intellectual conversation. I'm a person that I like to ask questions. I ask questions because some people are not just forthcoming into like sharing who they are, and you kind of just got to ask an intriguing question to get them to even talk about themselves. But I find that people will trip themselves up in the things that they say. So you have to be in tune and pay attention to what they're talking about. So for me, intellectual conversation can also help weed out like what you really are about.
Is it safe to go on to the next question, or you got?
I think Omar wanted to say something.
Go ahead, Omar.
why Ray picked me. I disagree with Daryl said. I feel like the way you find somebody in the faith is they're probably in your assembly or somewhere in the fellowship of churches under your belief, or assemblies under your belief system. I don't Finding somebody in the faith probably should be the easy part. But the other part, like Pastor Tommy said, that person may be in the faith and they may bear fruit, like Pastor Darrell said. But I think, to me, it lead back to them relationship skills, because you could be in the faith all day, but you got no relationship skills. You can have the same faith, both of y'all be in the faith, and be not compatible. Because like Pastor Tommy said, I've seen some people that are so heavenly minded, they're earthly good. So then you're enamored with the fact that they might be a minister or a prophet or whatever. But then the earthly part, the regular person, they might get on your nerves and you can't get along with them.
Right.
Can't
So
stand them.
you might find out they like to have shoes all kicked in the corner, and they not. That's the earthly side that, you know what I mean, that might not work. But I think finding somebody in the faith is not the hard part. The compatible part is, can you deal with them outside of, like you said, ministry and stuff like that.
All right.
Come on, Nancy.
We're going on to the next question. And Nancy, you want to take on that one?
No, I think it's been, you can move on.
Yes, I thought so too. All right. So this part, and if we're honest, this would be a good discussion. So, how do you navigate the physical and emotional aspects of a relationship in a way that honors both yourself and Yahweh? Because we are attracted to the physical because we're human, right? So we do look at that. We don't just look at the suit. We don't look at you could sing. We don't look at you could pray. We have to look at the total man, the total woman.
Ooh, I'm gonna sit this one out.
No, Daryl, you cannot. You
I'm
cannot.
sitting this one out. Nope. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna get you on the next question.
Nancy,
I knew you were going to call my name. Can you repeat the Can you repeat the question?
how do you navigate the physical and emotional aspects of a relationship in a way that honors both yourself and Yahweh?
I just think you're honest with each other about what you're looking for in a relationship, what you're not willing to do, what you want, and
Mm-hmm.
what you don't want, and have respect for each other. And if you love me and you know desire to spend your life with me, if that's what we're dating towards, because that's the only reason I want to date at this point in my life, then if I'm answering this correct, if I'm understanding what you're saying, then you'll wait. You'll wait. There's a lot of ways to be intimate
Mm-hmm.
besides having sex.
Put my answer with Nancy's.
Mm-mm.
Put my answer to hers.
We're not doing that. Omar.
I was going to say what Nancy said too. I don't know if there's a how do you navigate the physical and emotional aspect of relationship while honoring the Most High
And yourself.
and myself. I really feel like Nancy nailed it. I mean, you do have to be honest with yourself, and I think we have to set those boundaries to maintain honorability or honorable to be honorable. I really don't know how to say it better than Nancy said it already, for real. I think she nailed that one.
Okay,
Can we-
everybody agree with Nancy, or we can move on, or you got something else to say?
I
I
just-
would say also just knowing, like, something I recently just learned is like knowing, like, this word, their kryptonite, like knowing what that is. And so that goes back to what Nancy said about those boundaries. Those boundaries have to be discussed, because if you don't discuss those boundaries, the thing that for you may not be a thing that is their thing. And so being sure that you are, what your issue, like your thing is that gets you to this place that you shouldn't be, but also being able to respect that person and knowing that thing that gets them to that place as well. And so that part is the part that's really hard. But I think, like, just knowing those things, or like recognizing those things and being able to look at that so that you can be honorable to yourself, to God, and respect that person, to make sure that you don't fall into something you shouldn't be falling into.
You see why we needed you tonight? We needed you tonight.
Okay. Okay, we going on to the next one. Question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, Daryl.
Okay, so y'all clearly know I had a little trouble with boundaries because I got a 7-year-old. That's all I got to say. Let's move on.
Daryl, too funny.
Let's go on by that business.
Do you believe that broken, unhealed people should date? Why or why not?
No. Hey,
No.
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 No. No. Mm-mm.
No.
Because all you're gonna do is you're gonna bleed over every part of that situation. It could be the craziest thing. It could be, I don't really want Burger King. Well, what's wrong with Burger King? I'm like, God. It could just be something simple, and now here it is. You're thinking about what your ex-boyfriend did to you in high school. No, hell no.
Oh my God.
No.
Listen.
No.
No.
Y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all know I'm not lying.
You're not lying. You're not lying.
Those people can't help but bleed. Not just bleed.
They don't like ketchup for some reason.
Everything. Yeah. Mm-mm. No. Take my word for it. No. Go on about your business. No.
Okay.
Run, don't look back.
Here we go.
Run.
Don't slack with them.
We all agree with there. We moving on. We got it.
Right, we moving
Well, I
on.
just think I
Run,
want to
don't
just
look back.
add, if you're crazy, you know you're crazy.
Come on,
You know
Nancy.
what I'm saying? You know you got some stuff that the
Yep.
last guy I dated, it's been a long time. I haven't dated in years, but the last guy that I dated, I dated his representative for a long time
Mm,
and didn't realize it. And then too, it was a long distance relationship, and we made it our business to try to see each other. And I had prayed and asked the Lord many years ago to allow me to minister in Italy. I wrote it on my Facebook page probably 14 years ago and forgot that I did. I didn't know that I wrote it, but I know that has been my prayer. And the night before I got ready to go over, he said, "Don't go."
mm,
And I said, "Don't go." And he literally turned into somebody that I didn't know, all that I thought I knew
Mm-hmm.
all that time. He turned into somebody totally different. When you get over here, I want to know all the hotels, and I need you to, sir, I can't even pronounce the hotels over here.
Exactly.
And you will not even be calling my phone. My children are not even going to call my phone because I can't afford it. We're going to be
Exactly.
doing Messenger on Facebook. I mean, I knew that when I got back to, America, that had to be over, because the guy that really loves me understands my ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And you acted excited for me. And when I say he went berserk, like, who are you with? Who is this guy? I don't know this guy. I said his name's David Bratton. He wrote Every Praise. He's got the #1 song in the country. What are you talking about? And is
Right.
that what you think about me after all this time that we've been dating? So godly, that's so scary, because I didn't know he was crazy. He was crazy though,
You
and he
got to
knew he was
visit all of
crazy.
them seasons
He
of a
was
person.
hiding his cray cray. What I'm saying? So,
Mm-mm.
and I thought that we'd been there before, but some of the signs were there, and when I look back, I said, you know.
You
But
got to
yeah,
visit all of them seasons of a
yeah.
person.
If you know you're crazy, if you know
Yep.
you're insecure,
Yep.
if you know you're needy to a certain
Mm-hmm.
degree that I can't, yeah, don't get
But
involved. Wait till you get
I
that
think
together.
the real person shows up within 3 months or less.
Absolutely. They do.
But
Sometimes.
he didn't show up though. That's what
Sometimes.
I'm
Yeah,
saying. He hit it well. He hit it very well.
Because y'all were in a
some
controlled
deserve
environment.
some of them deserve an Oscar though.
Yeah.
Well, he
Just
got
like
to.
people say, well, you need to choose a better mate. I didn't know she was crazy until 2 years later. I mean,
Right.
dang,
right,
what is it that you want me to do? Like,
it's
it happens.
it's
It takes
it's
so much
true.
energy to pretend.
Right.
Why you got to pretend?
I think it's not good because sometimes people they expect the person to fix them, and me,
I ain't
I've come to a place where I learned that's not my responsibility.
not going to be either.
I'm not doing that. That's not my
That's
responsibility.
good.
Not my
You
responsibility.
need to be whole. And I think sometimes I know in the past I've took on relationships. And try to they'll change. No, 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 no. It has to be done on the front end. And I
Mm-hmm.
learned it's not my if I see it, I'm not Yahusha Messiah. I'm not. You gotta go. The Messiah is that way. I can't do it. I can't
Hmm.
do it. And so I think those things would lead to conflict. And to Nancy's point, honestly, I think some people, not everybody, but I think some people don't even really realize they like that. They think they are right. But the problem is when you say it to them and be like, hey, you point these things out, the problem becomes if they don't take the accountability and try to fix it. When they say no, I'm not, no, I'm not, then they're not being accountable for whatever traits that they're displaying that actually need to be healed. Because a person could get healed and become whole if they take accountability for, yeah, I am doing this instead of saying no, I'm not, no, I'm not. You know, so it'll be a no.
Yeah.
Do you think someone um, should date because they're lonely?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. That's when you fall into another one of those traps again.
Oh, crazy.
It's the truth. And when you fall into another one of those traps again, yeah, you mess around to get yourself on a drought, and yeah, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You sound like
Joe.
the dear Joe.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
do it. I'm telling you. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Loneliness is not a friend.
Mhm.
It's an enemy, and we have to call it out and say, we you know what? Let's go and be churchy about it. We have to make the joy of the Lord our strength, because if not, you will end up with a whole devil, and 25 years later still paying child support, or still doing something that God would not have want you to been doing. All
Mhm.
I'm saying is just
Just
so
theoretical.
now you got to
Theoretical.
now you can't own guns. Now you can't get certain jobs because now you were lonely for 5 minutes and it turned into a lifetime of issues. Don't
Yeah,
do it.
don't do it.
Take my word. Trust me, don't do it.
Let's
I can write a book. I'm telling you, I might do it one day.
you really should. You
Woo,
really
my
write your
God.
book. So let's jump on over. It wasn't one of my questions, but I'm going to ask it um, about feeling the need to have to date because the pressure of everyone else. Why you're not dating or you should be dating.
That's mostly
I
for
just
women. They don't really people don't
right.
do that to men. They
I
must
was
do
gonna
that to women in the church. They don't do that to men. Because I don't know if they assume something about us or what. But as a man, I try not to make it my business just to accept anything when it comes to a woman. I had to learn that over the years, though. After therapy
right.
and really learning my own identity, people don't pressure me about dating. My grandma did before you need to have a wife. Okay, grandma, God rest her soul. But they must do that to single women. So y'all need to be discussing that because they don't do that to us. It's the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
they don't do that to us.
Okay.
No, they don't.
So women, we're good.
Oh, I would just say that I think like yeah, it for me it is just in an aspect of I'm in a ministry where a lot of people, pretty much mostly all people are married. So anytime you go to activities and stuff like that, everybody on staff is pretty much married or in a serious relationship, and I'm the only person who shows up by myself. And
Mhm.
so even today at dinner, everybody, all the couples around the table, and me. And so that is pressure when you've been a part of a ministry for so long and like continue to not have a plus one makes it really difficult. But I do love that they never ever, they always ask me every year when it comes to events. So you bring in somebody, they always ask, but I do appreciate that the people around me like love me and they never ever make me feel like I'm just that extra that just has to tag along. And but I do appreciate they welcome me that. So in some ways, it's like I feel the pressure because I realize that I am the person by myself at the table, wondering who am I going to sit by? I'm at the end of the table with everybody else. However, they never make me feel that way. So I appreciate that in the aspect of where I'm at in ministry.
Okay. So we're going to go on to the next question. How do our cultural backgrounds and personal values affect our perceptions of what makes someone dateable? I can't take it.
No, just go ahead. No, I don't want to take over the conversation because
Go ahead, dude.
Good, Daryl.
no,
Come on, Daryl.
I just look at the internet and like it's only us black people who have this issue about who should pay what bill, how much a date should cost, and all of this type of stuff. We're the only ones who talk about this stuff, and now it makes all of us be at odds with one another, and now we can't do anything. Because honestly, I'll be honest, I let it seep into my mind sometimes. I hear women say, "Well, Daryl, you don't have to be perfect to get married." You're right. However, there's certain things I want to have in place, and I think this is just me. I just want to have certain things in place before I want to get serious. But and then somebody say, "What point will your wife have to help you if you do everything?" And I'm like, I don't know. It's something I have to think about as well. So I've gone on the $100 date. I've gone on a coffee date. I've gone on everything, and I'm still single. So it's only us that do that type of stuff. I pay all of my own bills. I know what I can handle by myself. I know I can handle this house where I live right now by myself. But if you want to have a 6 bedroom, 7 bathroom house, that's something that we're gonna have to discuss later on. But I know where I am right now. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do, and most importantly, I know what I'm not going to do. So,
Huh? That's it.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Omar. Answer the question.
Well, Daryl, what's the question again? Because Daryl had me going for a second. What?
How do
I was in total agreement. Go ahead. What?
how do our cultural backgrounds and personal values affect our perceptions to make someone dateable?
Uh, man, I think that I think that really are the way that we were raised individually really impacts it because a lot of us was raised in single parent homes. So the perception that that one parent put in you, how when you grew up, or what you're saying, or how a person should treat you, could be not complete without the other parent's input, right? So I think sometimes we come into dating with a one-sided view and it's skewed,
Hmm.
right? And so I think that can cause us to not be successful in relationships long term.
Anyone else? Nobody want to answer the question? If everybody going to sleep, what's going on? Wake up! Wake up!
That's a tough question though.
it's not. Just tell the truth. People,
Tell the
it's
truth,
us.
shame the devil.
Exactly.
All right, we're coming to a close. We it's that's 7:14. So I'm going to skip a few questions. But what advice would you give to someone who wants to improve their dateability? What would you say to them?
Work on yourself.
Take a hard look at yourself. Go to therapy. Like that. Who's that? Ray said that. Go. Work on yourself. It's true. If you know you a four, don't go fishing in a 10 pond. Yeah, I mean, let's stick
Daryl
between them
crazy.
4 and 6s. Don't.
Isn't he? Tell the courage, though.
I just want to know: am I lying? Am I lying? Am I lying?
No, you're not.
Okay.
You're not. You're not.
If you know you're a good 4.5 on Saturday night, stay around that 5 and that 6 area. It's almost impossible for you to drop from 4.5 to 10. Just don't do it. Just you know where you are. You know who you are. Work on yourself. That's it.
Is Gerald the spokesperson? Did he speak for everyone?
No, no, no. I, I'm going to agree with Daryl that you need to know yourself. You need to understand who you are, what you're looking for, right? Because if you don't do that, then you'll fall for anything, right? You'll fall into bad situation, and if you are a person who's more quiet, then you got to look for somebody in that space, right? Just like you can't look for somebody to change you, right? And so a lot of people probably look at me and say, well, Ray looked too serious, but I love to laugh, right? And it takes somebody who can, if you can bring that out of me, you'll see me cracking up over every single little thing. All right. But again, I don't laugh at foolishness 99% of the time, right? People do stuff to just, I don't laugh at that, right? But if you're genuinely funny in a situation, yes, you will see me crack up like nothing else. So know yourself, know who you're looking after. Like Daryl said, if you're four, don't go trying to play in the 10 pool, right there.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna play in the 10 pool, even though I'm a four, but that's just me. I'm a little bit bold like that.
Don't encourage
uh,
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
Don't encourage
no, but
Don't encourage
know yourself, know what you're looking for. And we talk about know your bond, know what you want to do, what you don't want to do, right?
Right.
Because you can't again. everybody, just because somebody's available doesn't mean that they are for you, right?
Right.
Doesn't mean that you are gonna have happy ever after. And the other thing, to cut yourself a little bit of slack, okay? I'm not perfect. There's nothing about me that's perfect. All right.
Right.
And the person that the woman I'm looking at, there's nothing about her that's perfect. So I got to understand there are some imperfections there,
Mm,
and I have to take that into account. It's just about how much of that imperfection I want to deal with, and I have to be
Right.
honest with myself, because if it's way out in left field, no, I'm not going there. All right. If it's in shallow field, yeah, we can go and we can see how far, this imperfection, how much I want to deal with. But we all have imperfections, and we all have things that we need to work on. And you have to know where your level is, and how much you're willing to step into, how much you're willing to be with that person, and
Mhm.
coming together. That's
mm,
it.
yeah.
That's good.
Well, all right. So who's next? What advice would you give someone who wants to improve their ability? Nancy, come on.
I just think you should be ready to be someone. Like, know
Mm,
that you're ready. If you are, like an insecure person is going to bring a whole lot of stuff to the relationship that's unnecessary. And if I say I love you, are you sure? Do you mean it for real? That's just too much. And that's a person I mean, love yourself, love God. Bible tells us that, love God. And then the second part of that, with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul. Second part of that, love your neighbor as you love yourself. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself. There's nothing wrong with having confidence. Sometimes I use the word Godfidence. There's nothing wrong with that, because
mm,
if I can be good with me, then I know how to be with you,
mm,
and I don't want to be with somebody that I've got to make and mold and fix and reassure every single moment that I really do like you. I
mm.
really am attracted to you.
Really?
I know what kind of man you used to being with, and it's just not like that. I'm just being honest. Some of the stuff I get is like, would you, I tell my daughters, y'all stop trying to date that light skinned curly haired dude, because
You
that
ain't gonna
guy,
have anyway.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you
You understand anyway.
Not the barge. No.
Right.
Oh, for sure. No.
right,
We understand anyway.
you gotta expand that, yeah, they be sometimes, I'm not saying anything because I'm being facetious,
No.
I'm being funny,
Yeah.
but you bring a lot. If you're not ready, don't waste somebody's time. If you
Mhm.
know that this ain't what you're not ready, like Daryl said, get therapy. If there's nothing wrong with it, don't mean you're crazy. It just means you want to be better, you want to be good
Right.
for somebody.
Right.
I want to be my very best for somebody. I am
Right.
already, I'm dateable, I'm that woman.
Mm,
And I say that with confidence. I've been through all of the other stuff. I'm ready. Somebody called me jaded because I don't, date. I'm not jaded. I just, first of all, a lot of men don't even pursue you anymore. It's they think pursuing you is telling you in your inbox, I'm sure like that dress you wore, or I think, and it doesn't go beyond that. They want you to know they like you, but they don't do anything beyond that. So I'm just looking, for somebody that'll pursue
mm.
me,
That's
you
You know,
it.
know.
they want you to know that you're attractive to them, not necessarily like you. That's different. Like
It
we
Mhm.
get
is,
it's
it
nuances.
is, but to them, to that
Right.
class, not all
Right.
men. And
Right.
I want to say that too, because all men are not alike. And so I'm not gonna make the guy that I'm potentially dating pay for what the last guy did and all that stuff. But some guys, a lot of guys think that's all they need to tell you. But then that's a lot of women's fault too, because a lot of women jump on that and they think, he say he like me. He say I look good. And then you end up with,
Mm-hmm.
I won't use that word. It's not a bad word. I just don't want to use it on
Yeah.
this broadcast. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just be ready. Be ready. Be whole. Be sure. Have
Mm-hmm.
yourself right so you don't become somebody else's headache.
Okay. Everyone jumped in. We're going to go into the next question so we can wrap this up. We talked about deal breakers, right? Did we talk about deal breakers? Pretty much. No. Okay. Are there any deal breakers that would make someone automatically undateable to you?
Smoking.
Liars.
Bad hygiene.
Who?
Ben, hi, Jean. He's
Beth.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it. Kind of. Okay. All
Oh
right.
my
Anybody
crazy.
else?
Mm.
All right. Okay. So, is there a difference between being dateable and being in a healthy relationship? If so, what is it?
There's a difference between
A few
being.
women will tell you I'm a great date, but a lot of them tell you I'm horrible at relationships. So yeah, there's a difference. A good date, man, you find out if you got chemistry, you find out if you got compatibility and all of those things. But when it comes down to the brass tacks, can you really get it to mesh? Can you really get it to go together? A lot of times, yes. A lot of times, no. Is what it is.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think dating. I think dating is just what Daryl said. You know, you're able to go on dates and enjoy the company. But I think a healthy relationship is something that can be maintained with longevity.
Hmm.
And a healthy relationship doesn't always mean the times are going to be good. There
Hmm.
may be some tug of war and some conflict a little to get to the smooth the road out,
Mhm.
because
Of
two
course.
people trying to find their common ground of compatibility can be challenging when you come from different upbringings, different backgrounds, and most of us had different experiences that may make us think certain ways. And this healthy relationship would kind of smooth that out for the longevity versus dating can just be short lived.
So that
Yeah.
doesn't make an unhealthy relationship just because you have some rough patches. I like that. Go ahead, Ray. What were you?
No, all I would say, I think a lot of times we try to take dating and relationship and mush them together, and they're not, right? Because as Omar kind of alluded to, and Daryl, dating is just getting to know somebody, and that's the decision whether you want to move that into a relationship, right?
Hmm.
So we jump into dating, think relationship, sometimes way too early because we haven't even gone through that patch yet to really decide is that a person that you want to deal with. Both of you decide do you want to deal with each other on that level to go and to move into that level of relationships. A lot of times we have to slow down and not equate the two together because they are not.
It's
I'm
true.
going to say some things that's going through my head. Okay. Everyone okay with that one? There's something I just want to throw out there. Does looks matter?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, they do.
That's
They do.
one, and spirituality is one B. Yes, that's absolutely.
Well, I mean, especially I think more. I think more so the men that because we're visual and
Women
it
too.
it,
Don't let them
it
fool
it
you.
does.
Women
It
too.
does.
Women too.
Women too.
Women
Don't let
too.
them.
Women visual, but if you got enough money, you'll start looking real cute for a minute.
Whoa!
No, not really.
Shots
You'll be
fired.
real cute real fast.
It's
Let you
not.
have a few million, you be
Shots
real cute.
fired.
I can't argue
Listen,
with him on that one. No. I can't.
listen. That's
Shots
just something.
fired.
She already
I,
said it.
I
He
can't argue with him on that one.
suit. It was a suit. But let me
But cause you know y'all women out there near the broke man, all right? A broke busted
I
man.
just,
Y'all
I
ain't
That's
just,
right.
no
I just
problem.
got a
All right,
visual,
he's
and
gonna
that's
get
all.
one
Ah,
thing.
it's true.
I
It's
can't
Yeah.
even argue
true.
at that
He's
point
not going to
because
Burger King, all right?
yep,
That's
So
right.
yep. I just had this conversation the other day. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. If you got enough bread,
hmm
yeah,
hmm
you
We
can.
see it all the time. It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We definitely gonna have to have a part two on this. We didn't get through all of our questions, and some great nuggets.
Tax season.
Mhm. You know, that's usually what they do to us.
No.
Oh my
Suddenly,
God.
suddenly, she
Like,
doesn't look that big. No, but
oh my god.
so-
Yeah, we don't got no sense. We ain't got no sense. We lost
stop,
it.
right?
right.
We have lost it.
We have lost it. We have
Can I just say this about looks? Like there are some things that are attractive about a guy that makes him absolutely gorgeous, and he's not necessarily. I mean, it depends on what you think handsome is, but
Mhm.
there's something about a guy's personality and who he is that can make him, the most attractive person in the world to me,
That's
without the outer things that, that people. I'm really not that shallow. I think it's shallow to
mm-hmm,
think that a woman is only attracted to a guy that looks like he walks out of an EM magazine,
mm-hmm,
because I dated someone for quite a grip that was not somebody that everybody else thought that I should
mm-hmm,
be with, whatever that means. But
mm-hmm.
I fell for him because of his personality, because of who
Absolutely.
he was, the way he spoke, the way he loved his mom, the way he loved God. He just became fine to me, but
Mm-hmm,
he was not outwardly good looking.
mm-hmm.
I've had personality to backfire on me, Nancy. Women
Well, yeah,
love you. They love your personality until they see it's not going to change for them.
I'm just
They-
saying that it's not
Woo,
always
that
about
no, those are
looks.
shots fired.
well, I'm just saying, I've had it. And it's the truth. And
Woo.
I'm not saying what
But
you're saying is wrong.
it's everyone's prerogative. So
Preference.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
it's
what
True.
you
preference.
want and
That's
what
true.
the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
That's
And
true.
Absolutely.
if that person is attracted to you, that's all that matters.
Right.
And
Right.
whatever that it is.
Yeah.
Closing statement. Y'all look out for them red flags as soon as you possibly can. And then not only that, don't take an amber flag and turn it into a red flag, because as men, all of these men on here got similar qualities, but that doesn't make us all the same man. So
Right. Right.
don't take an amber flag and turn it into a red flag.
You
Same
guys
with
are
women.
similar.
You said what now?
You guys are similar.
But we're not the same man though, because
You're
we
not the
all look for something different in people. So look out for the red flags, but don't turn them amber flags into red flags. If they don't belong in a red flag basket, don't put it there. Don't put it there.
Okay, so this is going out. So everyone, it's safe to say that everyone's on here is available.
Well, I don't know that Thomas. He was.
I don't know, Thomas Incognito.
No, not,
He trying to listen to what's
the
going on.
question wasn't, are we available? The question wasn't, are we available? The question was, are we dating?
Right.
I'm closing this question out with, are you available? Are you available, sir? I can't take it.
At this moment,
We're waiting.
no.
Okay.
They will.
No.
Lanisha, are you
At this
available?
moment, no.
I don't know.
Ah!
All this talking about somebody was home when I got home and you don't know. Y'all hilarious. Okay. Are you available, Ray?
No.
Okay. Are you available, Daryl?
Now freeze. What happened?
We finally got it. We finally got it.
I thought the broadcast was over with. I thought the broadcast was over with. I'm hungry. And it's been over about 35 minutes.
Oh my, are you available?
Answer the question.
I am not.
Okay.
I can't.
So, but you all are dateable.
I guess I'll be dateable today.
Okay. We're gonna close out. Next month is very serious. We're going into harvest time. We're going to have the preach and talk word all month long. So it's going to be a treat, breaking chains. That's what we're doing for next week. So please stay tuned and join us. We're going to close out now, but remember, it's okay not to be okay. Just don't stay in that place. We ask that you all have a wonderful week and make sure that you put y'all first in all that you do. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time if he says the same.
I love y'all. God bless y'all.
Nice.
I thought you was ready to go eat.
I'm unavailable. I mean, I'm available. But,
You still on.
I'm single. Oh, wait a minute.
Join us again next week for another riveting, informative segment of His Will.